Hey YouTube friends and family, Yolanda the Gardener here. I know you are wondering why you are looking at a burnt cookie sheet right now. And the reason you're looking at a burnt cookie sheet is because it is the end of the Jar It Up 2023 challenge. This is put on by Crystal from Whole New Perspective. Love her YouTube channel. It's absolutely amazing the content that she has put out. I've learned so much from her. But I have some things in my refrigerator that need to come out because I need to free up space in my refrigerator, and that these eggshells will make a great source of nutrition for my indoor plants and some of my outdoor plants too. I will use this on. So, cleaning out my refrigerator as part of the Jar It Up 2023 challenge with these eggshells. So, I kind of already set my oven to 350 degrees so that it can be warming up while I lay all of these eggshells on this cookie sheet. Now, I do have about 2 to 2.5 dozen of these, so I definitely want to make sure that as I'm spreading these out that they have a little bit of room, but also making sure that I'm also able to put all of them on this cookie sheet as well. So if you're not familiar with the eggshells and the benefits they could have in your garden, let me just say that eggs are a great source of calcium, and that calcium can be used on your plants just like a fertilizer. I know some people who actually have chickens. I don't have chickens, but some people who have chickens, they actually feed these eggshells back to their chickens to give them that calcium intake that they may be missing, especially when they are laying a lot of eggs. They want to make sure they don't get calcium deficiencies. So they will actually give them the eggshells, which I think is a great thing. So, like I said, I've already preset my oven to 350 degrees. So, I'm setting a timer for about 30 minutes or so, just so I make sure that they are good and like baked. Pop them in the oven here for a little bit. I did check on them a little bit before the timer went off, and I'm glad I did because as you can see, they came out a little burnt. They are a little hot to the touch. So I let them cool off for a little bit before I start processing them. These in the Ziploc bag are eggshells that I have already had. And this is the way I was storing them before the Jar It Up challenge. So I'm really happy that Crystal decided to do this challenge because it has also allowed me to clear up some things and store some things properly. I do have a clean jar. This is like a pint size jar that I'm going to use. I'm not sure if it's going to hold all of those eggs. And as I am watching this video and doing the voiceover for this video, I realize I am not working smart in my kitchen at this moment. Look at this. I have kitchen tools, you guys. I promise I have kitchen tools that I could use that would have made this go by a lot better and faster for me. So I put these eggs in this Ziploc bag and I'm literally going to crush them by hand. I do have a blender. I do have a food processor. Why I did not use those things, I am not exactly sure why. A part of it probably because my child was sleeping and I didn't want to wake him. Maybe that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with that. So you just put them in, I just put them in this Ziploc bag and kind of smush them a little bit, just so they crumble just a little bit, enough for me to be able to, put them in a jar. I also noticed while I was doing this that I could have used that funnel that I use on my on my when I'm like pressure canning something. That would also made this a lot easier because I kind of made a little bit of a mess, but you kind of get the point of what I'm doing here. Basically, you take the eggshells and you pour them in a jar So then later on, you can sprinkle them into your potting soil mix or whatever you're using um, as fertilizer. I mean, if you're going to mix, let's say you're mixing vermiculite with some perlite and you want to add your soil and some eggshells, you can do all of that stuff in here. So it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing to do. It's just that my processing at this point was probably not the best. So lesson learned as I look back on the method that I chose to to do this, which is why I have this YouTube channel to document my lessons learned and my achievements. Most of them are lessons learned than achievements. So I don't think this jar is going to fit all of this. So I am going to have to get a bigger jar. As I'm looking at this, I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work. But I tried it. I tried to make it all fit, but it did not work out that way. And that is okay. I have more jars. I do. I have more jars. So definitely going to get a bigger jar after I crush up all of these eggshells. And yeah, some of these eggshells were really like burnt. Like they were like I'm glad I checked on them beforehand, because if I didn't, I mean them things would have been crispy. And they're pretty dark, as you can see on the inside, where they had a little bit of like the egg yolk or the egg white left over, and the shells. They're pretty dark. They're pretty brown. So just crushing up the last little bit of my eggshells here so that I can put them in a jar. And what I would do with these afterwards is that I will actually store them over in my pantry. And again, I will use them later on to to sprinkle on my indoor plants and my outdoor plants so that they can be used as fertilizer. And yeah, I finally got a bigger jar here. So I know they'll all fit, but like I said, I probably should have used the funnel that came with my canning kit. And I did not, because I'm making a big old mess, but you get the point. But as always, um, I want everyone to stay encouraged. There are so many things that you could be doing in your life. And if you are doing those things, kudos